Hi, I'm Isabella and I have dry hair. A little while back I made a lot of videos about my hair, from trying to grow it to waist length, going completely no heat, trying to fix my frizz problem, doing the curly girl method, and after 7 years of this and still not being happy with my hair, I decided to quit it all, accept that it was never going to be this gorgeous, thick, healthy, long hair that I've always dreamed of, and finally allow myself to actually enjoy my hair, which meant styling it however I wanted to, which was so freeing. But because I like to style my hair more often these days, I have had to level up my hair care game. So I hope you're ready because I'm about to get very detailed and thorough throughout this video, and I've got a lot of tips. Let's start with washing. I still wash my hair every 3 to 4 days depending on my schedule, and I always detangle my hair before washing. This way I don't have to do it while it's wet. When it comes to shampoo and conditioner, I don't really have a favorite right now. I like to have a variety of products so that I can switch up depending on how my hair feels, and it also depends how I'll be styling it. I like to have some really nourishing and more natural options for when my hair feels really dry. I like to have some more expensive salon type options for if I'm gonna style my hair with heat. By the way, TK Maxx is a really good place to find more fancy hair products at a cheaper price. And I usually keep a cheaper bog standard sulfate shampoo for times when my hair is really dirty or I want to do a double cleanse. I also use it to clean my makeup brushes. I try to be more thorough these days when it comes to shampoo because it does make a huge difference. I really take my time with it and I make sure nowhere gets missed, and I add water as I go to help make sure the shampoo is getting all over my head, and sometimes I even add a little bit more. If I have really dirty hair, sometimes I'll shampoo twice. I'd use the cheaper shampoo first so I don't use up all my expensive products, but if that's the case, I'd only use half the amount of shampoo on the second time. Now this part is really important. I actually make sure that I'm squishing the suds into the lengths and ends of my hair. As someone with dry hair, this used to be really scary for me and I would avoid it at all costs, until I learned that build-up was one of the things causing me so much frizz and dullness and dryness and ultimately damage. And especially now that I use a lot more products on my hair on a daily basis, it's really important to make sure these get washed off properly because over a period of days they do build up. Then I rinse that out. With conditioning, nothing new, length of hair only, and whatever is left I kind of wipe over the back and sides, not the roots. I do stick to the squish to condish technique from the curly girl method. Something about it seems like it does a more cohesive job at really getting the most out of the conditioner, and I feel like it disperses it through the hair strands more thoroughly. Usually when I'm conditioning is when I'll notice that I get a few loose hair strands coming out. I used to comb through my hair and try and get them out and like detangle my hair with my fingers, which I now do not do because I think it was causing me to lose more hair strands than if I just let it be. So nowadays I actually clip my hair up and I let the conditioner sink in whilst I do the rest of my shower stuff, and I don't know why I've never done this before. It makes it so much easier to actually like wash the rest of my body, wash my back and neck without getting body wash suds in my hair. Kind of a no-brainer. So now I keep a clip in the shower or in my shower bag at all times. When it comes time to rinse, which is usually after about 3 minutes or so, I don't know why, but I have no concept of time when I'm in the shower, so I actually don't know how long it is. I assume it's about a couple minutes, but then it comes time to rinse it out, and what I do is I add a little bit of water at a time and I squish in the conditioner more, and then I slowly just rinse it all out while squishing it. I still like to use a t-shirt to dry my hair, but sometimes I use a towel and I'm not afraid to use one. People are so quick to say that towels cause frizz, but this is simply not true. It's not about what you use, it's about how you use it. Gently squeezing the water out of my hair with a towel is not going to cause frizz. It's not going to make that much difference to my hair. However, if you are rubbing it like this, then yes, that will cause frizz, and actually also if you like wrap it up and twist it tightly into a turban, that can also cause breakage. Now the steps after washing are really important, and I learnt this a couple years ago from the Blowout Professor here on YouTube. A lot of his videos are really helpful and his channel has grown like crazy because of it. The first thing that goes onto my hair after gently drying it is a leave-in conditioner. I've actually run out of mine. I'm hoping to get the Pureology one next, which is the one he recommends. So for now I'm just using this Bond Repair serum. Okay, so since filming the video I actually ordered some, so I've started using this. I probably spray about 5 sprays, sometimes more, into the palm of my hand. I rub it together and apply it, squishing it into my hair. Because it's so thick, I feel like I get more control using it with my hands rather than spraying it directly. I divide my hair and try to get the sections, the underneath sections, the middle of my hair. I try to let that sink in for a few minutes before I then move on to my hair oil. oil. I have this Moroccan oil one, which he recommends. I really like it. It's a little bit pricey, but before this, I was just using a really cheap argan oil one. It pretty much does the same job. I use the squish technique for the oil as well, and again, trying to get it through as much of my hair as possible, avoiding my roots, and then I just do whatever's left over sort of around the top. I try to get these front bits because I feel like they can be missed, and they're often the bits that get styled the most, get the most heat damage. I also make sure to get the undersides of my hair. Usually I'll have a lot of oil residue left on my hands, so what I do is I just grab my hair and I go like underneath on all the back bits. This part of your hair is constantly rubbing on your clothes. It gets a lot of friction damage. I also find I get the most breakage on the undersides of my hair. So before I dry my hair, let's talk about treatments. In the hair care world, it's generally advised that you should use a deep conditioning mask once a week. But I had this misconception that it was such a faff. I thought that you had to use it after you'd shampooed and conditioned. I also thought that you had to leave it on for ages and ages around the house. And yes, you can do it like this, but it just seemed like such a lot of time and effort, so it's no wonder that I never actually got round to using a deep conditioning mask nearly as much as I should have been. But I have found a much easier way to do it that ensures that I actually get round to doing it once a week, and that is to use it just like you would use a conditioner. Hear me out. Around every second or third wash, which is roughly once a week for me, I'll apply a mask instead of a conditioner, and I'll use it the exact same way. Sometimes I'll put a shower cap on and then I'll rinse it out as normal after 3-ish minutes or so, but I don't obsess over how long it's been in my hair, because the way I see it, it's better for a couple of minutes than not at all. It saves time and faff, and this way I actually get round to using it every week. I recently bought this Shea Moisture one, but I actually think it's a bit too heavy for my hair, so I'm on the lookout for another one. Let me know any of your favorite recommendations below. Another treatment I'm currently doing is rebonding. This is a drugstore bonding treatment. I think it's trying to be like Olaplex or K18. I can't comment on its effectiveness, but I'm trying to use it up anyway. I had Olaplex before, but the problem was I was using it wrong. I had this weird psychology around it because it was so expensive. I barely ever used it. I used it like as a little treat to myself every once in a blue moon, which meant that I wasn't actually getting the full effects out of the product that I had paid for. I learned somewhere that it's best to use bond treatments like a course, so around once a week consistently for a length of time, because this gives your hair the best chance of actually rebuilding those bonds and strengthening. So if you're going to spend the money on something like Olaplex, it's best to use it consistently for a good month or two. Even if it means you end up using the whole bottle, at least you've then got the full effects out of the product. But it is possible to overuse bonding treatments depending on your hair type, so if your hair starts to feel hard or brittle or really dry, stop using it. Anyway, I've started using this about once every 2 weeks. It is a little bit of a faff, wetting your hair, applying it for 10 minutes, but the good thing about bond treatments is that you don't have to shampoo first. You can actually apply it to dirty hair. This makes it so much easier because I can just put it on 10 minutes before I get in the shower. So the easiest way I've found to do it is to just wet my hair over the bathtub, squeeze out as much of the water as possible, apply the treatment as thoroughly as possible. I use the squish method again, then clip it up for 10 minutes. Sometimes I put a shower cap on top. Then after 10 minutes, I jump in the shower and do my usual normal wash routine. Quick tip, only wet the length of your hair and not your scalp. You don't need to apply it to your roots anyway. This makes it a lot less messy and prevents it dripping all over you whilst you've got it clipped up. Over the past year, I've noticed quite a bit of hair shedding. It's not been so bad recently, but back in the summer, autumn, it was getting really bad. I was losing more than normal, and I don't know if it's just me being paranoid, but I feel like my hair has got a little bit thinner over the past year. Maybe this is just part of heading towards your 30s, I don't know. I'm currently using this Umberto Giannini Grow Tonic. Again, I can't really comment on its effectiveness, but maybe it does something. You're supposed to use this on freshly clean hair. It can be either wet or dry, but I prefer to use it on dry hair because I just feel like otherwise the hairdryer is just going to pretty much evaporate it all. It doesn't leave my hair greasy or anything. If I can get a little bit of extra help growing some new hairs, I'll take it. However, from now on, I'm actually going to be trying something different. I've just been sent this LED red light head hair helmet. This is not a sponsored video. I will be doing a sponsorship with them soon, but I just wanted to mention that this is what I'm going to be using from now on. I want to see if this will help grow my hair, so I'm going to be using it every day. I've also noticed a lot more grey hairs than normal. Yep. which is totally normal. They're more like white. I was plucking them out, but then I felt bad because I was like, oh my god, these poor little hairs have taken so much effort to grow out of my head, and like I'm wanting to grow more hair. So I try not to pluck them out. Guilty, I actually do pluck them out, but only if they're like really, really visible, like on the top of my hair. But what I meant by that I try not to pluck them out is that I don't go searching for them. I found that I started to get a bit obsessed and I would like keep searching for them, and so that's something I try not to do. Luckily, I've got light hair and I've got a lot of blonde in my hair, so it doesn't show up too much. But if there's any particularly noticeable wiry ones, then yeah, I do pluck them out. But yes, it's normal. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Introducing CVQ Shopping Channel with your host, Isabella Demarko.
Thanks, Isabella. Are you tired of flossing your teeth? Or maybe you're just tired of flossing your teeth. Or maybe you're just downright tired of flossing your teeth. I'm so tired of flossing my teeth. Well, not anymore, because you can use a water flosser. How about this one from H2O Floss? Wow. Thanks! Water flossing is not only easier than using string floss, it's also more effective, gives a deeper clean, and it's much more fun. It works by shooting a concentrated stream of water from a tiny nozzle, which helps remove plaque and debris from the crevices of your teeth. And unlike string floss, you can easily get all the way to the back. Here's a word from Isabella. I have been using water flossers ever since I had braces, and I can safely tell you they have changed the game for my dental hygiene. I used to use them after I brushed, and you would not believe the amount of stuff that would still come out of my teeth, but I've since learned you should actually use them before you brush. This handheld water flosser is rechargeable and comes with a variety of heads, including a tongue scraper, a toothbrush head, and detailing heads, perfect if you wear braces. So what are you waiting for? Get your H2O water flosser now through the link below and enjoy cleaner teeth with less hassle. That's all from us here at CVQ, and until next time, take care. Bye. Drying and styling. These days I almost always use a hairdryer to dry my hair. I really envy people who can just let their hair air dry and they get these gorgeous shiny beach waves with minimal effort. If I do that to my hair, I just get a frizz ball. Unless I go to the length of using a load of gel and the curly girl method, which just takes forever. But it's okay. We deal. So it goes without saying, I always use a heat protectant before styling. I recently got this one, it's the Moroccan oil brand again, but I actually think when it comes to heat protectants, at least for me, it's better to get an affordable one, because sometimes I find myself using it really sparingly simply because it's pricey, which kind of defeats the purpose of a heat protectant. You should really be more generous with it. As for styling, I won't go into too much depth because this is a hair care video, but my general rule of thumb is to style it the same day that I've washed it. This helps me go longer in between washing and styling. If I'm doing an overnight style, it's better to wash it in the evening, and if I plan on using heat, I try to wash it in the morning so I get the most out of the style. I realized while editing this video, the reason I can do that is because I'm fortunate enough to work from home, so I have the time. If I was going to school, college, work every morning, I probably would wash it the night before and then style it in the morning, because that can take a long time. I love sleep. But sometimes if I'm staying indoors all week and I have nothing scheduled, no videos scheduled, sometimes I'll just let my hair be. My straighteners and heat tongs only get used maybe 2 to 3 times a month, or if I'm filming a video. For instance, today, the results from using heat tools are gorgeous. I love some of the styles that I can get. I just think it makes my hair look so much healthier, which is ironic. I would love to use them more if I could, but because my hair is so dry, it fries a lot quicker. So I try to use them sparingly, and I try to leave like a bigger gap between styling my hair with heat tongs or straighteners. Daily care. This is very important. I always try to use a little bit of hair oil every day just to keep my hair from drying out because I have dry hair. These days I prefer to use a hair oil rather than a serum. I just feel that oil is more nourishing for my hair. However, serum does come in handy if my hair is just not cooperating or it's like mega frizzy. I actually might try even using a leave-in conditioner every day and see what that does. I don't know if that would be too much product on my hair, but I think because I have such dry hair, it will probably benefit from it. I usually brush my hair in the morning just so my hair looks presentable, and sometimes at night, but I'll avoid doing this if I'm wearing a very curly hairstyle. I'll just try and use my fingers or a very wide-toothed comb. I don't use hairspray unless it's for like a very special event or a show or something. I feel like it's so harsh and so drying, so I avoid it as much as I can. But I'm on the hunt for like a nourishing hairspray or just something that's not so harsh. So if you know of any, please link them below. I've been experimenting with a lot of different volumizing products lately, so I might talk about those more in a different video. For sleeping, I always use a silky or satin pillowcase, helps reduce friction and breakage. For going to bed, I use a scrunchie to put my hair in a loose bun on top of my head. I usually just loop it round once, unless I'm trying to keep my hair straight, in which case I'll do a loose side ponytail. And occasionally I'll use overnight techniques to help my style last longer, in which case I usually wrap a silk scarf around the top as well. Salon maintenance. I've never been a big salon hairdresser's girly. I don't really do a whole lot to my hair. I'd say on average, I'd probably go to the hairdressers once a year. I loved having the red color a few years ago, but I just found it was really high maintenance. I decided to grow out my natural color again. This is all natural, and then this is kind of like a bit lighter, you can see. I also decided to grow out my layers, so they're pretty much all grown out now. It's all one length, apart from around the front I have a few wispy bits, and I'm thinking of maybe cutting in a few more face framing bits. I usually trim my hair myself at home, probably around every 4 to 6 months, or when my ends of my hair start to feel really dry and crispy, and I tend to cut off maybe 1 inch to 2 inches every time. If I wanted a really specific style, I probably would go to a professional. That is my full entire hair care routine. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. If you want to join my Patreon, I post vlogs there and extra content. You can also get access to some of my old content that's no longer available on my channel. You can follow my Instagram where I post more style videos, and I also sell my old clothes on Depop and Vinted. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!